Hi Flosstube, this is Stephanie, the Ivy House Crafter. Welcome to my channel. Thank you to all of my viewers, my subscribers, people who comment. I love getting comments. Gives me warm fuzzies. And you all have had such nice comment, like kind and welcoming and just really pleasant comments to read. I really like it. You can find me on Instagram at Ivy House Crafter. I post fairly regularly there, just, you know, progress on my whips and whatnot. I forgot shout outs last week. I apologize for that. So I'll do shout outs like right now. I'm going to shout out Priscilla and Chelsea, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. They are so much fun to watch. It's a mother and daughter, and they do just some really neat finishes. I love Priscilla's finishes. They're so unique and pretty, and it's just really a lot of inspiration watching them for doing finishes and stuff. So if you somehow haven't gotten around to watching Priscilla and Chelsea yet, then you need to do that because they're just really awesome. And then Cat Lady Stitcher. She has about as many videos out as I do, give or take. And just like in her title, her title, Cat Lady Stitcher, she loves cats. She has, excuse me, she has 2 cats that make regular appearances in her videos. She has a really fun intro song. So go check her out. And she does a lot of Harry Potter stitching. She makes project bags. So yeah, lots of fun. Let's see. Gonna try to keep it somewhat short today because we got other stuff going on, so I'll jump right into the cross-stitchy stuff. I have an FFO. This is the piece that I have been working on for my aunt with breast cancer, and it's the one I charted myself. It's a special song that she and her husband would sing together, and so this is my finish. I love how it turned out. I just think it is so pretty. Like, you know, not really a lot to say about it. It's just, there was a different piece of art in here. You can go back and watch my other video. It was like spices, and, you know, really pretty, but it was the perfect size for this. So I took that out and I glued, well, I laced up the stitch piece, and that was a lot of fun. It's not as difficult as I thought it would be. So I can see myself doing more lacing in the future, definitely. So I laced it up on foam board. I glued it onto this piece, and again in my other video you can see what this looked like before I put it on. It's just like a big flat thing, and then I glued the smaller frame on top of the stitched piece, and this is how it turned out, and I really like it. It is so pretty, and if I wasn't giving it away as a gift, I would keep it for myself because it's just so beautiful. But, you know, it is a gift, and I will be delivering that to my aunt in person this weekend. So I'm really excited about that. It's finished, it's beautiful, it's very special. Yeah. And I've mentioned in, I think it was, yeah, same last video, that I would be charting it out and making that available as a free download, because I made it as a gift, and it was, you know, just a special remembrance piece. I didn't want to charge or anything for that. I'm still working on details on how to get that done. I have downloaded some cross-stitch software. I downloaded a demo and charted it on that. The problem is that I have to buy the full program if I want to turn it into a PDF and share it and print it or anything like that. And it's pricey. I also downloaded a free cross-stitch software program, but it can only do like 100 by 100 stitches, and this piece is like 160 by 150 something, and so I can't chart it on that. And I got a cross-stitch pattern making app on my phone that can go, as far as I know, as big as I need it to, but it doesn't do back stitching or specialty stitching, and there is back stitching in that piece. So I'm trying to figure out exactly, you know, what program to use, how to go about doing it, if I want to go ahead and invest in the program that can do everything I need it to, but costs a bit more. So, you know, I'll keep you updated on that. I have been experimenting with charting new patterns and whatnot, and on the app that I got on my phone, and that is, what's it called? eCanvas for Cross Stitch Pro, and it was a few dollars in the Google Play Store. But just for fun, I charted out a piece, and I'll show that. Isn't it so sweet? So this was inspired by a sweatshirt, like you know, the plush sweatshirts that were so big in the 80s or whatever. But I have a friend, and a couple weeks ago she was wearing a sweatshirt, and it had kind of a stylized old-fashioned looking little deer and trees on it, and I got out my little notebook that I keep in my purse and kind of doodled the deer and the trees, because I thought that it would make a really cute cross-stitch pattern. And that, yeah, I came up with this. And this doesn't look exactly like her sweatshirt, of course, but, you know, definitely inspired by it. And the quote, "I took a walk in the woods and came out taller than the trees." That quote is by Henry David Thoreau, and I don't know, I love it. So, because I love it so much, I mean, you can't chart a cross stitch and then not stitch it. So I have started stitching it, and I folded this the wrong way for showing, but let's see. I've got this big piece of fabric that I'm stitching, that I stitched something else onto. Just like Chelsea does in Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, she has like this big piece of fabric and stitches all sorts of things on it, and then just keeps it in one piece. But so I started the what's it called? The border. This is most of the border. There's another kind of a grayish blue that like intertwines in it. This is 28 count Monaco, I think. The color is tea dyed. It's Charles Craft, and I'm stitching this 1/1. I was going to stitch it in the DMC colors that I charted it in, but I don't have them, and and I went to just Walmart really quick last night thinking that I was gonna find them there, and they didn't have any of them. And I was like, you know what? Psh, whatever, I'll just use my super cheap, no name, no brand embroidery floss. So as I stitch this, the colors are not going to be the way that they are charted, but they'll be close, you know. And I designed it in such a way that it's not super important, the colors that you use, as long as you use, you know, greens for the trees and brown for the deer and whatnot. So yeah. It's just so little. I love these tiny stitches. They're so much fun. So I'm doing this 1 over 1, and it's going to be super cute. See if I can get this back in the bag. So that is my new start from the pattern that I made up all by myself, and it's really cute. Let's see. I have a couple of whips, and I'll grab those. I have worked on Spring House. Oh, it's folded perfectly. There we go. Spring House. I have added, you know, filled in the rest of the yellows in the house and put in all of the white in the house. I think from here I'm going to move on and fill in the windows and the door, and then I'll move on to like the yard, or I might move on to the roof. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, that's turning out really cute. I like this part over the door because it's similar to the glass inserts in the door on my house, and I think it's really pretty. So that is my progress on Spring House. This is stitched on 28 count Lugana. The color is Dwarf. And I got that from 123 Stitch. I'm using all the called for DMC threads. And it's in my beautiful spring project bag that I showed last week. And the other whip that I have for this week is I've been working on Grand House. Let's see, get some paper so that see it, because I'm doing this one on linen, and so it's really see-through. So here's Grand House, and let's see. So this past week I did the green part of this tree. I had done the green here we go, the green on this tree last week, and so I filled in the green on this tree this week. And I put in this, it's hard to do it when I'm not looking at it. I can kind of feel the stitches, but it's hard. So I put in this green border here. Now that will extend all the way up and around, plus more, like another border outside it with like flowers and leaves or something. And then I did this back stitching here. There's going to be sort of ivy leaves around it, and that's where our name and marriage year is going to go up here. So yeah, this part was somewhat tedious, but kind of in a relaxing way where I just want to stitch without thinking about it, and so it's just a great big line of stitch, and I really like what it's adding to the piece. It's kind of bringing everything together. So yeah. So yeah, that is the cross stitch stuff that I have worked on this week. Oh, that is stitched on Child's Craft Carolina linen, and the color is Sand. And I'm using my cheapo floss, not the called for DMCs. And it's from the Reader's Digest Big Book of Cross Stitch Designs, which I didn't bring over, but I've shown it like almost every video, so yeah. Okay. I have been working on knitting, and before I get further, I wanted to show this shirt. Kind of sit up a bit. I don't know how much you can see, but it says Eat, Sleep, Knit, Repeat. I got it at Joann's. I saw the little pile of shirts as I was getting ready to check out, and I was like, oh, I have to have one because I knit now. So yeah, that's a fun thing. I have started work on the super simple hat that you know, Caroline teaching Ginger Gerald to stitch, and so this is the hat pattern that she is using, and it's available as a download on Ravelry. It cost $5 Canadian, which ended up being 4 something in US dollars. And this is my progress so far. Let me tuck this loose yarn in there. So yeah, I think it's turning out really nice. I am knitting it with Lion Brand Landscapes yarn. I don't know the colorway because my toddler made off with the little paper that goes around the yarn when you buy it that tells you what color it is. So I don't know the colorway, but it's got just these beautiful greens and brown and gold and a couple different purples, and then it just cycles through again, and it's really pretty. When I started this hat, and when I like first bought knitting needles and stuff to do this whole knitting thing, I was unaware that the length of your circular knitting needles matters when you're knitting things like hats. And unless you have a freakishly abnormally large head, you can't really knit a hat that will fit you on a 30-inch set of knitting needles. So I had to order shorter circular knitting needles. These ones are 16-inch. So I got a set of those, and that kind of brings me into haul. Let me grab my stuff over here. So as far as haul, I got a set of circular knitting needles. It came in this really neat little case, and this also came with a little hook thing for weaving in the ends or whatever you need it for, and a tapestry needle, and various sizes of knitting needles, circular knitting needles, and they are 16 inches instead of my super colorful bamboo 30-inch or 31-inch, I don't know, needles that I've shown in a previous video. Also, for the hat, as you make decreases, it needs to be getting, you know, smaller and smaller up near the top of the head, and you can't keep using the 16-inch needles for that, and so you have to use double-pointed needles, and it takes like a set of 5 to knit in the round with double-pointed needles. And so I got, sorry for the crinkling, I got a set of like 15 sets of double-pointed needles. They go from really big to really small, and so I will be able to knit in the round with those. Let's see. I've got some more cross-stitch books. This one, oh my gosh, I love it! I love this one so much. Charted Peasant Designs from Saxon, Transylvania. So, a little bit of history about Saxon Transylvania, because you don't usually hear about Saxons in Transylvania. But apparently, you know, many, many, many years ago, in like the 1100s, a group of Saxons migrated to Transylvania and kind of stayed in their like little group. I think they were surrounded by like mountains and you know, tribes of other peoples, and they just kind of stayed insulated and brought their Saxon traditions and added like a little bit of the Transylvania tradition stuff, and had just beautiful, intricate cross-stitch designs. And theirs were known for like the cross-stitch of the peoples around them were like, you know, really colorful, lots of different colors and stuff, and they preferred stitching in one single bright color, usually red, on a plain white background. And so these are single color charts, and it talks about the history behind some of these motifs. Like a lot of them are like birds and the tree of life. Here's like dragons or something sacrificing to the tree of life. All the star pieces represent the cross. Here's more of the cross. More a lot of peacocks and the tree of life, like these. And it's funny, once they you know, talk about it, you can see these patterns just popping up over and over again. Here's more peacocks and the tree of life, and the stars, which represented the cross. And so just really, really fascinating history behind these patterns and designs that they would use. And it's just a really, really great, what am I, the word I'm thinking for, resource. And yeah, I love, my brain's not working today. I love learning about other peoples, other periods of time in history, other cultures. And so this is just a really awesome book to me. So I was really excited flipping through this and like, oh, I have to incorporate these things in my designs because they're so cool. So that is Charted Peasant Designs from Saxon Transylvania, edited by Heinz Edgar Kiwi? I don't know. How would you pronounce that? So yeah. And then the other book that I got this week is Cross Stitch Antique Style Samplers by Jane Greenough. And she posts a lot, or not posts, but shows like lots of pictures of her personal collection of antique samplers. So like here's one, and then gives a pattern for designs that she has made based on those antique samplers. So like here is an antique house sampler, and then here is her take on the house sampler that she designed, and talks about, you know, gives ways that you can use different motifs from it. Like you can use this part of the motif and make a little sachet or sachet. So, and here is her antique alphabet sampler, and then the alphabet sampler that she designed using that antique style, but you know, making it her own. So, you know, a lot of fun stuff in here. This one is cool. It's a map of Britain, and that is the antique inspiration for that. I like that one. Map of England. And she's got, you know, in the water, she's got the ships that and stuff that are part of the traditional sampler like that. And yeah, lots of fun stuff. Garden of Eden samplers tend to be pretty popular, and she has her take on that. Adam and Eve in their leaves. So yeah, this was also a fun one, and I think I have one more book on the way that I will share once I have received it. And I got some more lovely kindness from Jennifer Upton. She also has a YouTube channel here, so check her out. She does some really neat stuff, and you know, just really cute things that she cross stitches. And since I have been buying a lot of fabric for project bags, she came across this fabric and said it made her think of me, and so she sent it to me. This is a yard of fabric, and it's got this adorable deer with like little woodland motifs in its antlers. It's got acorns and flowers and trees, and it's just super cute. And so naturally I will be making project bags out of this. So that is all my haul and, you know, acquisition type things. And that's really all that I have today. I need to wrap this up, finish up, get it uploaded, which takes, the whole process takes several hours. So this will be up, you know, later today, but I usually film in the afternoon and then finally get it fully uploaded to YouTube later in the evening. But tonight, being the first Thursday of the month, I have craft night, and so I'm filming earlier in the day so I can get it uploaded earlier and go have fun with a bunch of other ladies who are creating and making beautiful things. And yeah, I think what I'm going to bring is roses on white chair. I'd like to work on that some more, and so look forward to seeing some progress on that next week. I don't think I have anything else to say, so thank you for watching, and have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Enjoy Easter, enjoy springtime, enjoy stitching and making beautiful things. Happy stitching. Bye.